The Mason Greenwood case is one of the most high-profile and divisive scandals in modern soccer history, primarily due to the graphic nature of the evidence that first emerged on social media. The timeline of the scandal. January 2022. A series of harrowing images, videos, and an audio recording were posted to Instagram by a young woman alleging physical and sexual assault by Greenwood. Manchester United immediately suspended him until further notice, and Nike terminated his sponsorship deal. October 2022. After months on bail, Greenwood was officially charged by the Crown Prosecution Service, CPS, with attempted rape, controlling and coercive behavior, and assault occasioning actual bodily harm. February 2023. In a shock development, the CPS announced that all charges were being dropped. They stated that a combination of the withdrawal of key witnesses and new material that came to light meant there was no longer a realistic prospect of conviction. August 2023. After a 6-month internal investigation, Manchester United initially prepared a plan to reintegrate Greenwood into the squad. However, after this plan was leaked, it triggered a massive public outcry from fans, domestic abuse charities, and even members of parliament. The club reversed its decision, announcing he would continue his career elsewhere. The outcome and current status as of late 2025. The scandal effectively ended Greenwood's career in England, but he has since rebuilt his professional life abroad. The move to Spain. He spent the 2023-24 season on loan at Getafe in La Liga, where he was named the club's Player of the Season. Permanent transfer to France. In July 2024, Manchester United sold Greenwood to Olympique de Marseille for approximately €26 million. His arrival in France was met with protests from the mayor of Marseille and some fan groups, but he has since become one of the top scorers in Ligue 1. Personal life. Greenwood remained with the partner involved in the initial allegations. The couple had a child together in 2023. International future. While he has not played for England since 2020, there has been significant speculation throughout 2024 and 2025 about him switching his international allegiance to Jamaica, for which he is eligible through his heritage. Key takeaway. While Greenwood was never convicted in a court of law, the court of public opinion and the graphic nature of the leaked audio made it impossible for him to remain at Manchester United, leading to a permanent exile from the Premier League. Joey Barton is often cited as one of the most controversial figures in Premier League history due to a long record of violence both on and off the pitch. His career has been marked by multiple team suspensions, heavy fines, and several criminal convictions. On-pitch and training ground violence. The Ousmane Dabo assault, 2007. During a training session at Manchester City, Barton assaulted his teammate Ousmane Dabo. Dabo was struck several times, left unconscious, and hospitalized with head injuries, including a suspected detached retina. Barton pleaded guilty to assault occasioning actual bodily harm and was handed a 4-month suspended prison sentence. The FA also issued a 12-match ban. The QPR vs. Manchester City meltdown, 2012. In one of the most infamous red card incidents in league history, Barton was sent off for elbowing Carlos Tevez. Before leaving the pitch, he kicked Sergio Aguero and attempted to headbutt Vincent Kompany. This led to an unprecedented 12-match ban and a £75,000 fine. The Morten Gamst Pedersen punch, 2010. While playing for Newcastle, Barton was caught on camera punching Blackburn's Morten Gamst Pedersen in the chest during a game. He accepted a violent conduct charge and a 3-match ban. Off-pitch legal convictions. The Liverpool city centre assault, 2007. Barton was arrested for a vicious and cowardly attack outside a McDonald's in Liverpool. CCTV showed him punching a man 20 times and attacking a 16-year-old boy whose teeth were broken in the encounter. In 2008, he was sentenced to 6 months in prison, of which he served 74 days. The Jamie Tandy cigar incident, 2004. During a Manchester City Christmas party, Barton stubbed out a lit cigar in the eye of youth player Jamie Tandy. The club fined him 6 weeks' wages, roughly £60,000, and Tandy later won a civil claim for damages against him. The Thailand Brawl, 2005. During a pre-season tour, Barton was sent home after a brawl in a hotel where he slapped a teenage Everton fan and bit his own teammate, Richard Dunn, who was trying to restrain him. He was fined £120,000 by the club. Social media conviction, 2025. Most recently, in December 2025, Barton was handed a 6-month suspended prison sentence for sending grossly offensive social media posts targeting broadcasters Jeremy Vine and football pundits Eni Aluko and Lucy Ward. Nicolas Anelka, nicknamed Le Sulk early in his career by Arsenal fans, was a world-class striker whose career was a constant cycle of brilliant goals followed by explosive fallouts with coaches and clubs. 1. The Canal gesture, 2013. The most damaging scandal of his career occurred while playing for West Bromwich Albion. After scoring a goal against West Ham, Anelka performed the Canal, a gesture involving pointing one arm downward while touching the shoulder with the opposite hand. The controversy. The gesture was popularized by French comedian Dieudonné Mbala and is widely regarded as an inverted Nazi salute with strong anti-Semitic undertones. Anelka's defense. He claimed it was a special dedication to his friend Dieudonné and that it was merely an anti-establishment or anti-system gesture, not a racist one. The sanctions? The FA handed him a 5-match ban and an £80,000 fine. The ruling famously stated that while the gesture had anti-Semitic connotations, Anelka himself was not found to be anti-Semitic, nor was it his intent to promote anti-Semitism. The fallout. West Brom's shirt sponsor, Zoopla, immediately announced they would end their sponsorship of the club. Anelka was suspended by the club and ultimately terminated his own contract via Twitter, effectively ending his time in the Premier League. The 2010 World Cup mutiny. Anelka was the catalyst for one of the most embarrassing moments in French sports history. During halftime of a 2-0 loss to Mexico, he reportedly launched a profanity-laced tirade against manager Raymond Domenech. The incident. After the French newspaper L'Équipe published his alleged insults on its front page, the French Football Federation, FFF, sent him home. The strike. In a show of solidarity that shocked the world, the entire French squad refused to train in protest of Anelka's expulsion. They famously sat on their team bus while the media filmed. The punishment. The FFF handed Anelka a massive 18-match international ban. He never played for France again, ending his international career with 69 caps. Number 3. The Real Madrid strike, 2000. Even as a young star, Anelka was prone to clashing with authority. After joining Real Madrid for a then-record fee, he struggled to settle. The incident. He famously refused to train for 3 days following a disagreement with coach Vicente Del Bosque. The sanction. The club suspended him without pay for 45 days. Despite later returning to help them win the Champions League that season, he was sold to PSG shortly after. The Mario Balotelli fireworks incident is arguably the most Balotelli moment of his career, a perfect blend of chaos, humor, and brilliance. It occurred in October 2011, just 36 hours before one of the biggest matches in Manchester City's history. The incident, October 22, 2011. In the early hours of Saturday morning, emergency services were called to Balotelli's £3 million rented mansion in Cheshire. What happened? Mario and a group of friends were reportedly letting off professional-grade fireworks from a bathroom window. One of the rockets hit a bath towel, which quickly ignited, setting the room on fire and spreading smoke throughout the top floor. The damage? 10 firefighters were required to tackle the blaze. While no one was injured, the designer bathroom was completely gutted and the house suffered extensive smoke damage. The cost? Balotelli was hit with a repair bill of approximately £400,000. His defense? Mario later claimed he wasn't the one who lit the fuse, saying, "I didn't set any fireworks off, it was a friend of mine. I didn't know anything about it until I heard the shouting."
The iconic response, "Why always me?" Despite the fire and a lack of sleep, Balotelli started the Manchester Derby against Manchester United the very next day. The goal? Mario scored the opening goal in what would become a historic 6-1 thrashing of United at Old Trafford. The celebration? After scoring, he calmly pulled up his jersey to reveal a blue compression shirt with the printed words, "Why always me?" The meaning? It was a direct challenge to the British tabloids, which Balotelli felt were obsessed with his off-field antics. The timing, occurring less than 48 hours after his house nearly burned down, made it one of the most famous images in Premier League history. The bizarre aftermath? In a move of pure irony or genius PR, just days after nearly burning his house down, Balotelli was named the ambassador for fireworks safety in Greater Manchester. He fronted a campaign called Treacle to warn children about the dangers of playing with fireworks as bonfire night approached. Fun fact, years later, his former teammate Micah Richards revealed that a few weeks after the fire, Balotelli came to Richards' house and tried to chase him around the kitchen with more fireworks.
The story of George Best is perhaps the most famous tragedy of genius in soccer history. Known as the Fifth Beatle for his rock-star looks and immense talent, Best was the first true celebrity footballer, but his life was overshadowed by a severe, lifelong battle with alcoholism. The rise, El Beatle. At his peak in the late 1960s, George Best was arguably the greatest player in the world. He was instrumental in Manchester United becoming the first English club to win the European Cup in 1968, the same year he won the Ballon d'Or. His pace, balance, and dribbling were legendary, but his off-field lifestyle began to mirror his on-field flair. The downfall, alcohol, and missing games. As Manchester United's legendary Busby Babes era faded, Best's drinking intensified. The no-shows. By the early 1970s, he began missing training and even entire matches. He famously missed a weekend trip to play Chelsea because he was spending time with a Miss Great Britain. Early retirement. Frustrated by his own form and the club's decline, he early retired several times in his mid-20s, eventually leaving Manchester United for good at just 27 years old, an age when most players are in their prime. The legal scandals. Prison sentence, 1984. Best was sentenced to 3 months in prison for drunk driving, assaulting a police officer, and failing to answer bail. He famously spent Christmas behind bars at Ford Open Prison. The Wogan Interview, 1991. In a notorious moment in British TV history, Best appeared on the live primetime chat show Wogan, clearly intoxicated, swearing, and barely able to follow the conversation.
He later apologized, calling it one of his lowest points. The liver transplant controversy, 2002. The final major scandal of his life involved his health. The transplant. After his liver was destroyed by decades of drinking, Best received a life-saving transplant in 2002. The backlash. The public was outraged when, shortly after receiving a gift of life from a donor, Best was spotted in pubs drinking white wine. Critics argued the organ should have gone to someone who would have remained sober, leading to a massive national debate on medical ethics. The final message. George Best died in 2005 at the age of 59. Days before his death, he requested a photo of himself in his hospital bed, yellowed by jaundice and hooked up to tubes, be published in the tabloids with the headline, "Don't die like me."
Best was as famous for his wit as he was for his scandals. His most famous quotes summarize his life. "I spent a lot of money on booze, birds, women, and fast cars. The rest I just squandered. In 1969, I gave up women and alcohol. It was the worst 20 minutes of my life."